Hey, welcome back to the Flannel Guys. Today we're working on a door. We're at a friend of mine's in his lovely backyard. All kinds of cool things. His house was built about 80 years ago, and this door has been on there since then. It's never been stripped. It's got tons and tons and tons of paint on it. You can see how thick these layers are. So today we're using heat guns to strip the paint. Heat guns are very, very efficient and very quick, as I'm going to show you here in a minute. Quick compared to using strippers or sanding. Also keeps the dust down, as I'm sure that there is lead paint in here. So I'm going to give you a couple demonstrations of that real quick, show you how to use it. Clint will be able to join us today. He believes he has finally tracked down the last known Yeti in existence, so he is somewhere in the Himalayas. We'll report back on that later. So I use this thing on its highest setting, the highest fan setting, which is 2, its highest heat setting. Let's see how long it takes to burn the wood. This is about as far away as I hold it when I'm doing the wood. See some minor discoloration happening at about 15 seconds. "20 seconds, you can see it just starting to change color. A little burn there. So that's almost 35 seconds. This is a not that thick piece of board, just a little piece of decking. So if you have a thinner piece of board, it's going to burn a little quicker. So for those of you wondering, why in the heck would you spend 2 days, probably total, on an old wooden door? Just go to the store and buy one. And what does this have to do with stump grinding or return to the land? Well, I'll tell you what it has to do with returning to the land. It has to do with restoring the old ways, learning the old things. The store was built 80 years ago, before Lowe's, before Home Depot, and it's in phenomenal shape. Somebody's grandfather built this. As a matter of fact, underneath the paint, we found the original pencil lines for where they put the door hardware on. So if you were to go and buy a door like this is solid wood, it would cost you approximately $1,000, $1,500. Buy that heat gun for $80. Buy a scraper for $10. Buy some sandpaper, $20, $30. And then paint, $50. What are you, $100 in? $200 in? And you have a new door that was made by somebody's grandpa. I think that's pretty cool. This is much faster than stripping. This area here has already been stripped once, and you're going to see how much paint comes off of that. This area has not. So my pal Rich, in just a minute, is going to do this area here. For those of you wondering, gosh, how fast is it? Well, we're going to show you. This is approximately 1 square foot from this line here over to this line here, and from here to here. So my buddy Rich, who's never used one of these before, did approximately 1 foot in about 6 minutes. This door is approximately 21 square feet, so we're looking at about 126 minutes total. So 2 hours and change to do one side of the door. Now as he goes on, he's going to get faster at it, so I think that time will come down. But you also have to take into account some of these fiddly bits, like in here, which take a little longer. So even conservatively speaking, you can say you could do half the door in about 3 hours, and flip it over, do the other half in about 3 hours. So in one day, you could strip this entire door and have it sanded and prepped for paint. One last thing, guys. See these corners? With this delicate trim work? You can still use the heat gun. But what I do is I hold it about 3 inches away and you let it sit there a bit longer and let it get very, very soft, you'll notice the paint will start burning before the wood. So if you've been there too long, the paint will start to bubble up and burn. It'll start to get brown. The bubbling's fine. The brown is not something you want. So once it gets like that, you can start gently peeling it. Now the wood will get soft with the heat, so you don't want to push really hard. You remember the old modeling clay? It used to be like really stiff. But if you were to think about pushing your putty knife through that type of clay, that's about the resistance you want. That's how you know you've gotten the paint nice and soft. But you can get those corners cleaned out very, very well. This has not been sanded yet. That's just what it looks like. And in case it isn't painfully obvious, please wear the appropriate safety gear when dealing with lead, paint, and with fumes. Thank you. My grandfather was a master carpenter. He used to build all kinds of really cool things in this tiny carport in Fort Lauderdale. Well, my grandfather didn't build this. Somebody's did. And it's worth restoring.